We are back on another Wuthering Waves video. We're playing Wuthering Waves. Of course, I go on vacation. Everything drops when I'm gone. But I want to discuss Lupa. I want to discuss Lupa in depth. I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I thought Lupa cleared Cartethia. And then I saw Cartethia's ult. And then Cartethia, that changed my life. That video is out right now. Lupa looks really interesting, though. Really, really excited to play with this character. So this is their splash art, which I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. It looks kind of crazy. It looks dope. And then obviously she's a Broadblade fusion user, and this is her little video where again she looks really sick. Hey, 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 bro. They need to. My wallet can't handle it. I need to stop spending on these freaking games, and they keep dropping characters that are going to be crazy. I need them to stop. I need them to stop. Also, I heard on the street is that someone zoomed in and her task mark is on her thigh-ish or something, you know? Something around there. Also, Joe, what's good, brother? The character's molded after me. If you guys send me 20 bucks, I'll show you is crazy. That is insane. So, based on what we have in game, obviously she's Fusion. She's a Broadblade user. We don't have a Fusion Broadblade user yet. I think that she is going to fit right in here. With this team composition, and I think we're getting a little bit of a different meta. And I think Lupa, I could be wrong, but I feel like Lupa is going to be the first person to kind of really, I guess the second one if you count Zany, if you use Zany, Peeps, Spectral Rover. But we're getting Lupa here, and I think this is introducing, I'm not going to say triple DPS metas, but Brant's going to be the healer. He's the healer shielder. He's really, I mean, he can put out some decent damage numbers. Changling's going to be your Shangli is going to be your sub DPS, quick bam, and then I think Lupa is going to be your main DPS. If we look at the outros here, obviously, you know, Brant synergizes perfectly with Changli. So the Resonator fusion damage increased by 20% and resonance skill increased by 25%. And obviously Changli runs with resonance skill damage and fusion. But this resonance liberation damage is not really utilized anywhere, especially because Brant's resonance liberation hits like a wet noodle. It does literally negative damage. So most likely, this is just speculation. This is tinfoil hat based off what we have in game. Most likely, Lupa is going to be the main DPS because realistically, although I love Brant, I think Bwan is amazing. Bwan as a main DPS, you got to put in some work to make him work. And same thing with Changli. You have to put in work with Changli to make her a main DPS. She's amazing in quick swap. So is Bwan. But I think Lupa is just going to be straight up a DPS unit. And I think they're going to have resonance liberation damage in their kit and probably normal attack, as Shine said. So I guess normal attack is up in the air, but most of their stuff is going to really go off of resonance liberation damage. That way you have characters that synergize perfectly with each other. And yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm kind of excited. Also, by the way, apparently Lupa's Tassim mark. Let's see. Is this going to ruin the recording? Bam! Right there. That's where the Tassim mark is. Goddamn, y'all gooners. Y'all are some gooners, baby. I don't know how y'all found that, but you found it. I'm very excited. And I think this sets a... It's an interesting precedent. I don't know if it's good or if I don't know if it's bad. I'd have to think about it. I literally just got off a plane and hit live. I'm tired. But a lot of the times, previously, you would have to... A lot of people say if you don't have Arena or if you don't have Shorekeeper, your account is cooked. But as time has gone on and the game has evolved, we've seen people like Brant. We have seen Arrow Rover, although he's absolutely useless right now. Arrow Rover's a healer, Brant is a healer, and Cantarella is a healer, and she will be used in her best in slot Havoc team. Brant will be used with Changli and obviously Lupa, and Arrow Rover will be used with Cartethia if that will be Arrow. So they're it seems like they're really kind of going away from the universal units, the universal healing, as opposed to kind of more niche down healing / sustain. And I could see that being a good thing and a bad thing. So I don't really know how I feel about it again at the moment. You know, I don't know if we'll ever see another character like Shorekeeper. Zany for Spectral Rover. Yeah, Spectral Rover as well as a healer for Zany teams. I don't know if we'll ever see a character like Shorekeeper again. I'm just going to be honest with you. I think that they made that character way too universal. Also, Jay, what's good, brother? Give me 3 seconds. I think this character is just way too universal. 12.5% crit rate, 25% crit damage. Like, that's just crazy. Crazy work. But that's my thoughts on Lupa. So this will probably be their best in slot, and I'm kind of hyped, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. She does look fucking sick, and also her Tassim market is right there. It's crazy, you know. But like, I'm interested to see how they play. And we've also been going down this road where a lot of the weapons don't actually change, which I'm actually in favor of. And they kind of have their own thing. So although she's a broadblade, bro has a fucking spear. So I assume her forte is going to turn into like a massive spear or some shit. So I'm kind of happy with that sidebar. That's just like a random thought that came to mind. But it just seems obvious. Whether my prediction is wrong and this is not the best in slot team, they could easily go a different route and making Lupa, let's just say Changli is Lupa, the person to introduce the fire DOT, right? So it could be very, very, very apparent that maybe she introduces Fusion Burst, which is their elemental reactions. Certain fusion attacks will inflict stackable fusion bursts on enemies. Once fusion burst hits max stats, it ignites and removes those stacks, dealing fusion damage. So it's like a big nuke. You acquire a certain amount of stacks and boom, big boom. With fusion burst, honestly, I think we've only seen the stacks go up to 10 so far. I don't know what the arrow stacks can go up to. I believe it's 10. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But even if this is going to be a character who introduces Fusion Burst as like the first unit, I don't think we're in a situation where it's far-fetched to say this team won't fit in, because what are the odds that if Lupa does Fusion Burst, that they won't be able to get to max stacks with their ult, their forte, their skill? I just don't see it happening. So very interesting stuff, man. Hopefully we get more characters to apply these. Again, that's kind of a different topic for a different video. But I don't know, man. Let me know what you think. Do you like this triple DPS combo? Although I don't know if it's really a triple DPS, but do you like this, or do you prefer the more universal units like Shorekeeper? I mean, realistically, Shorekeeper can only run so many fucking times, right? They just can only run so many times on the banner. And so while this is the most universal unit, giving characters a best in slot for their favorite teams or their favorite element where they can have a healer of that, I think that's cool. I do think it's cool. I definitely can see the negatives of this, but yeah. And like you said, 3 quick swap. Again, I'm not going to say triple DPS, but most likely, I doubt that Lupa's outro will be quick swap friendly. I mean, I think that one's just off the table. But we'll see, I guess. I guess we'll see. But yeah. It's definitely going to be very interesting. They're going down a very interesting path, and I'm excited. I'm actually genuinely excited. I'm really excited for Lupa. I'll probably throw Cartathia just because she looks insane, but Lupa looks fucking dope. So let me know what you think. Mwah. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. I'm out this bitch. Mwah.